Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Volunteer Patrol. So we are, I believe we were doing directed patrol, working, I want to say the All-Star, NBA All-Stars, I believe in 2012 was the last time it was back here, or it was here in Orlando. And we, a bunch of the volunteers decided we wanted to go eat. And you know, to find real good places to eat with a large group, real hard to find. That's not too busy, especially in the touristy area. And we were over on what's called the International Drive area, and we had you know, it was about lunchtime, and we decided on going to Perkins over off of I Drive, and I believe Sand Lake. So there had been 15 of us that went in and sat down and enjoyed our meal. And a manager walks over and for whatever reason picks, I guess, the biggest one out of the crowd, which was myself, and goes, "Hey, sir, we're having an issue. We think there's some people that's about to Dine and Dash on us. Can you help us out?" I kind of looked over at my supervisor, and he kind of directed, "Yeah, you know, let's be preventive and prevent them from doing it," because that hadn't happened yet. So I you know, get up from my meal. Luckily, I just finished up, and get up and proceed to walk to the front door, kind of just to guard the front door. And at this point, I'm already calling for a deputy to respond. To back me up. I believe I just called out for a routine 44 at the restaurant, which means officer, just back up the officer, and explain why I needed it, and that, you know, we possibly had a group of people trying to Dine and Dash. As I'm walking to the door, I do notice a large number of people walking out the door, and at that point I see the manager pointing, "That's them, that's them." Well, unfortunately, this poor soul was the last one in the group, and I'm a big guy, and I hollered out, "Stop!" And the male immediately stopped in his tracks, and I said, "You need to come back here, sir." I said, "What's going on? It's appeared to me you guys are trying to skip out on paying for your meal." I imagine the size of the group, the meal probably was in the you know, mid hundreds, low hundreds to mid hundreds. You know, $100 to $150 for the meal for that group. Obviously, that's detrimental to a restaurant, so they wanted payment. And I explained that, "Sir, you do not pay, you are going to be charged with a felony, and that's you know, it's an arrestable offense, and you can go to jail." I said, "You better get your friends back in here." He was claiming that his friends were you know, the ones that should have been paying, and he wasn't involved. I said, "Sir, well, everything's riding on you. You're not leaving until somebody pays for the meal." And he's crying at this point. You know, "I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. I'm trying to get them to pay. I don't have the money." I said, "Sir, I better advise you to get somebody to pay. Come back and pay." And so he gets on the phone. He's calling, and I kind of hear him say, you know, this sheriff won't let me leave. And by this point, I believe deputies were en route. I can hear them notifying that they picked up the call and were on their way. So by now, deputies are on their way. So this guy's really starting to get scared and upset. And finally, a couple of others from the group filtered back into the front door, and they ended up paying for the entire meal. Deputies did show up while they were paying their meal, and the Perkins restaurant decided not to press charges as everything was taken care of. And I believe the deputies pulled the people that did come back and said, "Look, I appreciate you guys doing what you did for paying, but in the future you will go to jail for you know, dining and dashing, especially the amount it got up there with the charges and stuff." So anywho, I'm outside. It must have taken 30 to 40 to 45 minutes additional for all this to kind of settle down, and I head back to the table by now. The table's clear. My other fellow volunteers are getting up at this point, and I kind of made it. Well, I'm kind of thirsty, you know. I wasn't really done, but I went to. Now it's my turn to pay, and the Perkins restaurant said it was taken care of. To this day, I don't know if they took care of it or if one of the fellow volunteers took care of it. But a very kind gesture. I appreciated that. And while I'm on a patrol, I do try to stop in Perkins as much as I can, I'm sorry, as I enjoy Perkins. I think they have very good food, but they're very nice people, and unfortunately they are were hit by the economy downfall. There's only a handful left even in the Orlando area. There's several in Florida, but there's only a handful left in Orlando. So hope you guys like that story. Don't dine and dash. It's not right. It's not right for the restaurant. It's not right for the people trying to make money. That is still a business. It's not your home. You know, it's not fair. But you know, enjoy your meal, enjoy your company, enjoy your vacation, and like, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.